Okay, so we're back over here bright and early, day 3. We finished that driveway yesterday. Everything's looking real good. Now we're ripping out this front porch. This was poured a couple years ago, maybe even last year. There's a big belly in it. It's always wet right here. And the face, it just doesn't look real good. So I was looking for a conduit for this lamppost. They said it's right under this corner. I sledgehammered that out a little bit, didn't see it. They did tie it in with some rebar, so I'll be real careful. I'm gonna wiggle this out and see if I can find the conduit. The guys are setting up some traction mats so we don't damage the yard. This gets dug out 4 feet wide. So we'll clean this up, and it's basically going back in the same way. 10 foot, I think it's 6 foot. I'll check my paperwork on that. Be making a mess shortly. We love them and we hate them, huh? Yep. Let's get one down there as well. That's probably going to be it. Okay, well, we found the wire. At least they put caulking around it. They didn't do bad. Here's the conduit right here. You can see it's in the concrete. So we'll go ahead and sledgehammer this off. We'll try and save this wire. It seems like it's in good shape. They put a tube of caulking on it.
And the light's still lit. The phone's on.
That's right. The light is still on. Okay. Go ahead and we'll just have to bust this off till we find it. See what, yep, it's right here. So it's just this corner right here. All right, Jim's on it. Yeah. Wire and rods. People ask, does wire mesh work? Absolutely. So Tom set his stringer following the plane of the yard, starting at the low side of the driveway, level or a little bit of climb back until we have a rise of 7 1/4. At that 7 1/4, 2% climb, 7 1/4 up, 2%, 7 1/4, and so on, all the way up. Now this is even with our top sidewalk. You can see how that's just going to blend right around there. We can plus or minus this whatever we need to within reason. The reason we start at the low side, now we can take our bottom step, and if we need to, which we will, 7 1/4 will be the most, and then it'll just taper to about a 6-inch step on this side. We don't want to go from 7 1/4 to a 10. That would be too high. So that'll make better sense in a little bit. Excavator didn't dig it out big enough for Jim. Sorry, Jim.
Too big.
I think you're a little bit big there, but that's okay. Yeah, I think you're right. A little hump there.
Yep.
At least it's nice topsoil, right? Okay, let's get, and there it is, right on cue, phone ringing. Let's get this radius going. Calling for concrete shortly. Okay, there's our walk coming around. We redid layout, and that happens. We were hitting right in the middle of a step. So we extended that step forward, 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, same tread, and we kept this front one back off the driveway. That way if they ever come off here at night, they're not gonna hit that step. It's back a little bit. Here is what I was talking about. 7 1/4 even with the driveway, and about 6 1/4 even with the driveway. So a little bit smaller step on this side to 7 1/4. That'll work and blend in real nice. Getting stone in. We put a new conduit in here across from the lamppost. If they ever want to put a new lamppost, they can do it out here if they want to. This is the old lamppost wire. We left the conduit intact, putting some debris over it. We don't want to concrete over that. We'll probably lose that block and just put aggregate around it. All right, some rebar coming in next. Let me get concrete coming. Okay, it is 10 o'clock. Mixer's here. We are all ready. We'll have this poured shortly. On to our next project. Mixing it up to about a 4-inch slump. That way it just doesn't run down. It'll form, it'll hold shape as we pour it. End into the wall. Keep coming. Good. Another shovel help? You get tasty? Nah, let's keep splashing down. It's only 5 yards. I get a rake them. Okay, we just shoveled in the last little bit of this step. Yeah. All nice and full. You can see how that bottom one has a slight taper to it. Keeping in mind the concrete's down about an inch. Nice and straight on top. The bottom comes up ever so slightly to blend the driveway. This tree is a problem. Starting to shed its leaves, so we constantly have to pick them out of the concrete. We don't want to finish them in. That looks pretty good. A little bit of cleanup. On to finishing. Okay, just cleaning up the front sidewalk and steps. Putting our center cut in the porch. 10-foot long. We'll do center. Lining up that side, just making them match. I have about 4 inches here. That pin's right in your way, huh? Yep, never fails.
We have to broom it first. That's what we're pulling.
Good. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's our cut layout, because we know that's going to hairline right down the face, and it'll transfer right through the sidewalk if we don't do something. So now it'll hairline crack, and it'll jump right in this, right off the edge. You'll never know it. These are about ready to broom. This is in the shade. This is going. Final touches up here.
Yeah. What did come off of the pin?
I don't know. Say again? Yeah. Alright, last little corner. Just trying to blend these to make them look real nice. Keeping the edge of this clean. It'll leave you a nice smooth edge mark. They keep all that debris off of the edge. Okay. It's a little bit wet there. It's getting close. That looks better. I'm gonna let that go for a minute. They're finishing up the steps. Brooming this. Okay, I think we got some pretty good footage there. Final brooming. Remember, I'm gonna take a grinder and run that saw cut down and connect it. And that is it. Splash a sealer. We're gonna clean that driveway. Around back for a coloring, and we're out of here. Okay, final steps. Just floating the sides, brooming the front.
I guess he's been working for 3 days.
Okay, just waiting on that for a minute. That's what we want to see on these steps, right like that. Touching up some broom work. And here come the leaves. Alright, I'm gonna go broom that porch. Okay, there it is. We'll leave it like this for the homeowner. A little bit of coloring. I'm going to clean that off the driveway and we are good. Okay, a patio this size, we don't break out a power washer for. We just, garden hose. Just give it a quick scrub.
Garden hose and elbow grease.
Garden hose and scrubbing. You see that whiteness just breaking loose? Coming right off. Product all the time. Storm Gray. My Permatique agent. We use it a lot. So about a scooper full. And I usually put a little bit more in. There's only a little bit left in this bag. Should be plenty. Sometimes I put it in a mixer. Sometimes I put it in and shake it. I think they both work good. We are a little bit pressed for time. Our patio is drying nicely. Now for the Permatique. I just dusted on. Good. And let it settle out. Okay, well, we're gonna have to watch. We don't want it filling up that joint and running down the driveway. We might have to lay a sponge in front of that. Okay. You can see just in a few seconds how it starts to settle in to the deep part of the patio. It's a great look. As soon as this is dry, it's ready to seal. Okay, last thing, I'm putting a coat of sealer on that. Butterfield ProGuard 350. Clear Guard Pro 350. Traction control, no xylene today. It's pretty cool out. It'll dry just real nice. Okay, a little test spray, make sure the tip isn't clogged. And that is quite common. So this is all I could find. I should have brought a bigger shield. But it's not a big area. I scratched my hand on the tailgate. If you're wondering what happened, sorry, it doesn't look good. See how it brings that color out? And don't just cake it on in one application. A couple light coats, always better than one heavy. You see it settling in. Just like storm gray antiquing is coming out, looking real nice. No pattern, just back and forth, up and down, whirls. Before you know it, you have nice even coverage. Okay, so I just continued that cut on the front porch. Okay, there's the second coat on the patio. How nice that looks. And this is the driveway that we did yesterday. So we tried fitting the cobblestones in. We just need some landscape rock behind them to hold them in place. But we got them setting there. And we tried dressing up this edge a little bit with some leftover debris. And here's the steps we did this morning. I'll go up there in a second. So as we come up to the street, you can see our center cut and corner cuts for good crack protection. We had enough debris to take care of this side. Maybe a little bit more dirt in here just to help the water not puddle there. This is all fluff, so that'll settle down. And there you go. I just made that cut in the porch. Okay. That is it for this project. I just have to gather up a couple things I left sitting down there. If you like the way we work and you want to keep watching us, please do. Help us keep this channel growing. Tell some friends. Let's keep getting the word out there. Thanks. See you.